Anyone interested in the t-shirt? Oops, sorry about that. Hello. I see you looking at the t-shirt.
Faced with a high fee to apply for citizenship for his daughter, Ewing is selling t-shirts in London to save money for the application.
I have to raise this money to buy my daughter's citizenship so she doesn't have to grow up and then learn that she has no rights in the country of her birth. So what I'm asking is, it's just a small fee if you guys are interested, and I do have your size.
Ewing's 10-year-old Zamika was born and raised in England. By law, children born in the UK to non-British parents are eligible for citizenship only after they spend the first 10 years of their life in the country. But they're at least £1,012 away from becoming British citizens. The cost of a citizenship application in the UK is 5 times the European average, 20 times that of Germany, and in several European countries, citizenship is free to obtain.
Sometimes you'd have like a family with 4 kids. Hi guys. The mom and perhaps the father might need permission to be in the UK, and the children need citizenship. And then you're talking roughly £10,000 and more.
Yes.
Now this is a huge amount of money on which the Home Office makes £600 or over £600 worth of profit, and many of the families could not afford it. So we heard a lot of heartbreaking stories of parents who had to prioritise one of their children.
Many children born and raised in the UK or who arrive in the country at a very young age face a lengthy and costly journey to achieve settled status. Questions by the Home Office on their eligibility to remain would often lead them facing international fees once they reach university level.
Even if a student manages to secure scholarships, for example, so at King's we offer sanctuary scholarships to students who, for various reasons, cannot qualify for student finance, but then even upon graduation, those students without British citizenship will often not be able to access particular jobs and therefore gain the benefits that they want to from their degree at university.
I've created these t-shirts as a positive reflection to say we're not going to stand for racism and hostility against British citizens. So the t-shirt simply represents the Windrush generation.
The Windrush scandal has exposed the Home Office's unfair treatment towards black immigrants from Commonwealth countries that arrived in the UK from the 40s, mainly to help rebuild the country after the war. Under the hostile environment policy set up by the current Conservative government, many of them had to prove their right to stay in the UK. Some had to do so despite having lived here for more than 40 and 50 years.
Sometimes the people who sit in these houses tend to act against the wishes of the people who put them there.
Ewan is a Caribbean Commonwealth citizen that was born in St Kitts and Nevis before the island became independent from British colonisation. He's part of the Windrush cohort claiming citizenship by descent. But the state saw it differently when he arrived, as he was refused access to many social services, including employment, for many years.
So I met the Prime Minister last year, I don't know if you can see.
Ah.
And only after meeting her, they then gave me 30 months permission to be in the United Kingdom.
Right.
What a fight you've had.
So obviously after 30 months, I've got to do this all over again because you refuse to give me my birthrights. And I have to do it for my children as well.
Yeah.
You're quite right.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it for your children, but I think it's awful. But you'll pave the way for other people, and that's what will make the difference.
I hope so.
Yeah, you'll pave the way.
This is happening to thousands of families across the UK. Thousands of children are being exploited by the government for money, just to obtain their birthrights.
Syrian baby Mohammed was born in the UK 3 years ago. His family arrived slightly before through a relocation scheme which aims to help resettle 20,000 refugees in the UK by 2020. Mohammed only has a birth certificate with no nationality. Lack of diplomatic relations with Syria means he cannot have Syrian citizenship issued, making him de facto stateless. British citizenship is a right in cases like Mohammed's after spending 5 years in the country. But one thing may hold his parents back from applying: the £1,012 fee.
لك إحساس بتمنى أرجع الشام بس ما في أمل حاليا أبدا فعم نطلع إنه نبني حياتنا هون نأسس هون ونضل هون على طول وبالنسبة للأولاد مستقبلهم هون.
As refugees, the Sam's family are exempt from charges to apply for residency permit. But baby Mohammed's brothers and sisters, like their parents, will still be charged over £1,000 for a citizenship application after that.
أنا عندي 5 أولاد فمشكلة كبيرة بالنسبة ل7 أشخاص يعني يقارب 11,000 باوند. كيف بدي اشتغل شي 3-4 سنين لأجمعهم هسا بدفعوا مصاريف عيلة كبيرة كاي وأنا عم بشتغل يعني مو إنه قاعد بنفك أو شي بس دايما في أجار البيت في الضرايب في كتير شغلات هون الواحد مضطر يدفعها حاليا ما فيه يشيل هالمبلغ هذا يضبه ويدفع بكل سهولة بالنسبة للباسبورات.
Several political figures have been vocal about this issue, most of whom recommended reducing the fees to administrative costs and waiving them in exceptional cases.
These are often children who are entitled to citizenship here. Others can apply for a discretionary citizenship here, but we can't put them through that because we saw the impact it had on the Windrush generation. It was astonishing, a horrendous episode in our history, and we can't do that to people who are, to all intents and purposes, citizens and are just trying to exercise their citizenship rights.
In April 2019, a report by the Independent Chief Inspector of Borders and Immigration found that these fees are having a negative social impact on families and recommended that the profit element from immigration and nationality fees should be removed, routes to settlement should be shortened, and amend and extend the fee waiver system.
I think there's a bigger question as well about the message that we're sending in Britain to young people who have been born here, who've been raised here, who have attended school here, and who we are creating this barrier for in terms of becoming British citizens. Young people that we've spoken to have often said to us that this has left them feeling alienated, like they're not a part of society, and they often feel like British citizens already. They feel like they're a part of British society.
I'm glad that I came out today and I made a few sales. Customers have came back and gotten some t-shirts, and it's for a really good cause, so hopefully I can afford those fees and get my daughter registered really soon.
Routes to settlement usually already involve a hefty amount of money, often made up of the costs of legal advice and services. Rejected applicants are not refunded.
I strongly hope that every member of Parliament sitting in this House can stand behind this initiative to scrap those fees that are holding children back.
Although the Home Office makes self-funding claims to justify the profits made out of citizenship applications, the effects of this on eligible children may leave many families in limbo.